And Senator Scott is here now. Thank you for joining us, Senator. The Democrats left the negotiating table twice. Why?
Yeah. Trey, it looks like they have just, they're managing so many crises. I think they're looking for a way to give Biden a win. Think about Afghanistan crisis, the border crisis, crisis in the Middle East, a crisis of spending, crisis in taxing. So they're putting politics over people and focusing on a partisan victory. They're actually going to look for the perfect and make it the enemy of the good. I simply cannot understand my friends on the other side who must have forgotten what it feels like to live in marginalized communities, wanting police to be there to protect you, thinking about those single moms who come home late at night. They want protection. And 81% of African Americans, Trey, said they want the same level or more police. And you listen to the other side, they're elites. They must not care.
Speaking of the other side, I want to play a clip from Cory Booker this morning.
This is a bill that would have had millions of dollars for police departments. So
fewer dollars, though?
Millions of dollars more.
Additional
dollars, because we want to help officers with mental health issues. I went to the White House a day or two afterwards, talked with the President Biden, was very connected to these negotiations in terms of watching what was happening. We talked about things we can do with executive orders.
It sounds to me, Senator, like they want to federalize the police. They want standards, federal standards, even though the laws are different in every state. And if you don't do what they want you to do, then they're going to defund the police. Do I have that wrong?
That is hitting the nail on the head, Trey. There were more than 7 sections in the bill that literally said we are going to reduce your funding or make you ineligible for funding if you don't let a national standard dictate all local policing. Hey, I'm not against having CALEA and other reputable organizations in the private sector, but I'm not turning over local police to the Department of Justice. It's never been, and it will never be, as long as I am at that table negotiating. It's the most ridiculous thing I've heard in a long time.
You know, Senator, you don't take much time off, but you did take one day and went to the beach last summer because I was sitting beside you and you received a phone call from the Democrats begging you to come back, begging you to keep talking about reforming the criminal justice system. And maybe I missed something. Is this like a super good issue for Republicans? Is this like really, really helpful issue for Republicans to talk about the criminal justice system?
No is the simple answer. You come to the table for one reason and one reason only. And you said it during your conversation at the beginning. I have lived in some very poor communities, raised by a single mother, and I understand the fear and trepidation of wondering if your mother made it into the house okay when she gets off at 11 o'clock at night. I'm at the table, and frankly, we're at the table because we want to provide solutions. But the other side, sometimes it feels like they like the issue better than the solutions. When it comes to solutions, think about the record-breaking amount of money for HBCUs, or the lowest unemployment rate for African Americans, for Hispanics, for Asians, a 70-year low for women, increases in the labor force participation rate. We've seen the right direction of solutions under the GOP, while the Democrats keep campaigning on the issue, never having to find a solution. It's a remarkable way of treating some of your most loyal constituencies.
You know, I struggle with cynicism anyway, Senator. It almost appears as if the left is reluctant to allow a black Republican to get credit for doing anything for a constituency that doesn't sometimes vote for Republicans. But again, I confess my cynicism.
Well, Trey, I'll say this, that Joe Biden back in the 90s passed a crime bill that locked up disproportionately African-American males. President Trump, with Republican leadership in the House and the Senate, we passed the First Step Act, releasing from the challenges made by the Biden bill. We reset the tables. We made our justice system more fair. That's what all Americans want. Whether you're black or white, red or blue, you want a fair justice system. And yet our Democrats and their elites keep telling poor folks in marginalized communities, you just wait, we'll get to you sometime, and we'll run on the issue. Let the Republicans bring the solutions.
So we got about 45 seconds. When I was in the House, I remember
sir.
Democrats did not want to cut money for DOJ. They did not want to cut money to sanctuary cities. But it seems to me like they are willing to cut money to cops if cops do not do what Cory Booker and other national Democrats want these state and local cops to do. I mean, that is defunding the police just by another name, isn't it?
100% accurate. And because we're short on time, just remember this problem came to us because Chicago and Atlanta, Minneapolis, New York City, Los Angeles, Portland, Seattle, all big blue cities run by Democrat mayors and supermajorities on their councils, decided not to act on behalf of their most vulnerable communities. So, yes, they've all tried to defund the police. We want to refund the police because public safety is job one.
Senator, thank you for your work. Even if it is not always appreciated by our friends on the left, it is appreciated by regular Americans like me. Thank you for coming on Sunday night. I'll talk to you soon.
God bless you.